Magic 6 Ultimate, high-end phone from Honor brand. You're watching Final Review. I usually make first impressions, and next goes very in-depth comparison videos against other high-end devices of other brands. And after that, I make final impressions video that you are watching right now. What I liked. My overall feelings are this. It is one of my favorite devices right now. Initially I bought it for my wife, but I liked it so much that I can easily use it as my main one. Operating system. Honor is sub-brand of Huawei and selling devices for the global market. It has Magic OS and tons of features and options. One of my favorite operating systems in the smartphone game. Lots of cool tricks. For example, some apps have a line underneath. If I swipe up on an icon, I can get quick options. If you hold and enlarge an icon, you can get these quick options visible all the time. I like it. It has Super Hub analogy that is called Favorite Spaces. It is like universal clipboard, but on steroids. You can store images, text and other stuff in these spaces and send it via multiple applications. It has one of the best one-hand mode implementations. A lot better and easy to use than stock one in most Android and Apple phones. Magic Capsule. In 2018, Honor introduced the new phone with new feature called Capsule. It played around front camera hole on the screen, with calls duration information and other UI features. It was so handy and successful that was communistically taken by an Apple that calls it Dynamic Island many years later. You can have lots of information, notifications, programs info, audio-video player, your calls, and on to be displayed in this Magic Capsule area. Lots of companies today try to implement it in their phones, but not so successful. Then a father of this feature, Honor. Inside this capsule, near front-facing selfie camera, I can find depth sensors that scan face for more reliable face unlock in low-light conditions. And if it is important to someone, Face ID or banking applications. Of course, not me. No way I'm going to send my own 3D scan of face to a government shadow organizations that all banks are fully and totally compliant and obey to. It is like giving a blueprint to an open enemy and invaders. But if you want little bit of comfort in your life or a shiny necklace, this feature can be very nice. I have not yet tested it, but if I can use this phone to scan my face for a 3D motion capture animation inside my 3D apps and Unreal Engine 5, I would absolutely love it. Battery life and charging speeds. I love how durable it is for a whole day of use. No matter what I do. Filming, making calls, operate drone with GPS signals. I had zero problems with battery life. It has stylish black charger in the very nice box with magnetic holders. And this 100-watt gun charger can fuel the phone for less than 50 minutes. In normal room temperature with full power, it will be around 40 minutes. No way I can accept 1.5 and 2 hours charging times, even in low-end devices. Screen. It is very bright, very colorful. I absolutely loved it. But I want to mention one specific thing. I do not know how about you, but I look at all OLED screens as an inferior plague of our times. Due to nature of how it operates, OLED screens have flickering pulsations, invisible for our very slow, intoxicated minds and reaction time. But eyes and brain are still affected by it. Not for everyone. but for some people, it can lead to dryness of eyes, eye strains, and in long terms to headaches and even vision degradation. Most of the companies on the market give us all an enormous, gigantic FU and do not care at all about our health, only about text and numbers on paper for marketing materials to force attention of walking wallets that does not know or realize technical aspects of all this, and to impress shareholders in the annual and monthly reports. Honor has ultra-high frequency dimming among their technology to mitigate harmful effects of freaking OLED screens. I am very sensitive to this kind of problems, and if I want to give these devices to beings I love, it is the first thing that comes to my mind when I decide what to buy. Audio and speakers quality, I will say only this: the best class-leading audio experience. If I thought that Huawei was the whole tire better than all other high-end premium devices, this Honor is just on another level. It is noticeably louder than all of them, but not only that. Sound is open, very crisp, on all frequency levels, high, mid, it has bass, and it sounds several tiers better than most modern laptops and some tablets. Even my old Toyota Camry had worse freaking audio than this phone. If you ask me what audio I want to see inside all modern devices, I will answer Honor. In my Star Phones Episode 2, I have maybe too long and tiring, but very in-depth audio quality comparison amongst some other phones, so you can understand what I'm talking about. I'm not only liking it, I love it, absolutely love it. Camera hardware, it will be a mixed feelings. It is not perfect, but it has some interesting moments that I want to see in all modern devices. Telephoto lens has 1/1.5 inch. Size is similar to a best telephoto HP9 from Samsung. Not exactly 1 inch, as from my old boring video that is called Phone of the Future 1.0, where I describe a phone from nearby planet, but it is closer and closer to break through our prison Earth's old technology and artificially slow technical progress. I want to see increase in sensor size on all camera lenses. In some occasions, it fought neck and neck with HP9 on Vivo X100 Ultra, giving me a surprise face. It has physical aperture that can be opened and closed. It is on only one lens, but at least something, a big step forward to completely blur the line between so-called entry-level APS-C garbage mirrorless cameras. I like it. Ultra-wide is very wide, 13mm analogy, and even versus 14mm it will have a lot noticeable field of view increase, and 15mm and above are just too tight to be called ultra-wide and can be classified as just wide, the modern main sensor territory. Ultra-wide can be very handy for aerial shots, landscapes, cityscapes, architecture, real estate and artistic street photography and portraits. Camera app have some cool tricks under its sleeve. For example, Honor is one of the phones among few that has log video recording option. And I want to talk about log video a little bit more. Honor has almost fully functional and open camera API for third-party apps. Hands of the app developers, modders and programmer enthusiasts are not tight. If I use third-party video apps, this phone instantly becomes the best video camera phone on the market, with all features working. 10-bit colors with log footage, perfect color gamuts from all major mirrorless and cinema camera brands. My favorite ones are S-Log3 from Sony and Panasonic V-gamut colors that we can see on the Lumix cameras. 32-bit float audio is working. Stabilization is silky, buttery smooth. It is 95% perfect. I can easily use it for YouTube videos and have already used it in a couple of them. You can vlog with it. I love it. For my eyes, it is the best smartphone for video right now. But only if you know what are you doing, of course, and understand log footage and color gamuts. But even if you choose all auto without any log, image will still be miles and miles better than built-in camera apps inside this and all modern smartphone. Without any exceptions, I will repeat, without any exceptions. Name any company and it will fit. Apple with their iPhones, Samsung with their LOLs, phones of the future, Sony Harakiri, Google Pixel, Vivo, Oppo, Xiaomi, Huawei. Heck, some of you guys asked me to look at the phone from Sharp, even Honor itself. All these phones have garbage camera app with trash results. Some of viewers ignited a heated discussions under X200 Pro videos, but I see no point in comparing one inferior image quality to another. All these phones are not even close in terms of video quality inside built-in camera apps. I can repeat, without any exceptions. Some will just be better than others in some aspects, but worse in another. And if I look at the whole mosaic picture, in grand scheme, it is all just far from being good. And I absolutely love to see such good level of third-party performance. Photography in default stock camera app is a mixed feelings also. I liked moody look in some shots. There is something in this contrasty, punchy and colorful look. It does not remove film grain from the images, and it leads to more textured and moody image, and sometimes saves the image from falling apart, even on very large zoom levels. Gimmicky anime effect and face retouching. I just love it. So fun. Not everything in this life must be serious. And this mode brings my family joy, laughs and giggles. Increases our mood in these harsh times, under an alien-enclosed planet-wide quarantine. With artificial borders on the map. With armed watchers to keep you inside. But of course, there are some stuff that I am not a big fan of. No 3.5mm audio jack, no micro SD or any new medium expansion slots, no second Thunderbolt port, no easily replaceable battery. I just want to ask, why? Built-in default stock camera app. It does not have enough modes and features. For example, astrophotography. I was not impressed by results. It lacks RAW photography from all other lenses. It has only 27mm main one. No ultrawide or telephoto. You need to use third-party apps to fix it and use other sensors. No computational RAW photography. Some people do not understand what is computational RAW photography, and that it does not have to be over-sharpened, over-saturated mess with suppressed noise and mushy image. Even in 2012, I had computational RAW photography on a very old Canon cameras. I used custom modded firmware. It uses cool line interpolation trick with 2 ISO levels. So basically, I could make 2 images with one press of a shutter, process it in post, and gain several levels of dynamic range. Better highlights, a lot better and cleaner shadows with less noise. The only trade-off was slight loss of resolution. That is almost unnoticeable, but with huge performance gain. That some even a lot more expensive full-frame cameras without any computation could not achieve. And all this handheld. And this just cannot be achieved with a tripod in lots of scenarios, with moving subject, for example in front of a window, with trees moving in a wind. Computational RAW is just an extension and RAW on steroids that gives better highlights, better shadows, dynamic range boost, and cleaner low light with a lot less noise level, but without artificial noise reduction. So, no computational RAW and restricted normal RAW shooting in the stock camera app. I disliked it. If Honor has the best video in third-party app that beats all modern phones, the same video performance in the built-in app is kinda not good, hit and miss in good light, and is one of the worst in low light, not to the same level as Huawei phone on EMUI OS and Sony Xperia smartphone or Google Pixel, but still weird looking with tons of problems in low light. I do not like it. The same stock default camera app can give not ideal results for photography also. Sometimes it is just soft and not very detailed. But sometimes straight up ugly and weird. Sometimes the more you zoom, the more AI goes crazy. With morphed, unnatural image. Metal is no longer looks like metal, stone like stone. Glossy is no longer glossy, and matte is no longer matte. There are not so many things that I disliked in this phone, that's why fixing them won't be very long and too hard process. Here what I want to see in the future Honor devices. Of course, the modern insanity. Storage expansion. 3.5mm audio jack with amplifiers for microphones, external speakers and whatnot. Heck, I can even use good studio headphones with such port. Who would thought? Second Thunderbolt port for connectivity. Why not? No, really, why not? If companies takes the audio port from me, at least give something in return. Easily replaceable battery. Phone is high-tech device, but not a consumable that you will throw away as a e-waste in couple of years for new shiny toy. Maybe slightly faster charging speeds. Something like 20-30% boost will be ideal. To bring it below 30 minutes mark, like Oppo. Operating system is almost perfect, and even has digital assistant. But I wish it was a lot more in-depth and has true AI algorithms. It must remember our previous conversations in the encrypted code and operate based on full understanding of context. It is very important. It should understand context to some extent, can understand voice and text crystal clear, and is fully local on my device. Very important. Fully local on my device. That uses local machine learning models. It will be truly magical. I want better camera app. I want an ultimate Pro mode on steroids, where you can manually customize your settings. Combine Pro mode with Auto Basic Photo Video tab. Just make an M button for manual and A button for auto. Give me ability to tweak variable aperture, all settings and parameters like saturation, contrast, sharpness, brightness, HDR, both in RAW and Auto JPEG in one single tab. I want to see more really good and interesting modes, like astrophotography with good results. I want extension of normal RAW shooting. Give me ability to use all lenses without third-party apps, and implement computational RAW mode to give me more dynamic range and cleaner shadows, with less noise, but without artificial noise reduction applied. So I can shoot computational RAW plus JPEG. And please fix your photo algorithms. They are very questionable and not reliable at all. Third-party app support is so good, but for some reason I see aperture to be stuck at f2 on video. We can notice it on the stars of the light areas. It is quick fix. I think it needs a little bit of attention. This phone is already have slow motion options that are not that bad, but I wish for more. 4K to 40 frames per second, 1080p in 2000 frames per second with better image quality. Just make it in small bursts with small crop applied. Slow motion is so cool and give you absolutely astonishing angles of view that other video recording options simply just can never give you, even remotely close, like not even a discussion how cool it is. And for some reason, I do not see good slow motion implementation on modern devices, despite it being the scene in the past. And I want to see pre-capture buffer, both on photos and videos. It means that your phone buffers the image, and when you press recording button, previous 2 or 3 seconds were recorded. It is like time machine option. I want better subject recognition and tracking for autofocus. Every modern mirrorless camera can recognize eyes, faces, people, poses, animals, insects, vehicles. And I want this inside the phone, with visible marks on the screen, to understand that it works. One more wish. I want to see burst photo mode for RAW photography. Do not make 30 or 100 bad-looking photos. I want 3 to 7 fps, but with full computational and normal RAW shooting, with full image quality. It is already half RAW there. It has variable aperture. Implement some sort of a shutter. For example, Hasselblad lenses have leaf shutter built into them. It can be more reliable than conventional mechanical shutter and solve high-speed shooting problems on smartphones. And finally, my personal wish. I want to install any operating system of my choice to the phone, with all APIs free and open for my hardware that I own, but not a company that made the phone. This is my device, not yours. I bought it, not rented it. This is unlikely in this era, but it will 100% be implemented in the future, and is already implemented in other worlds, outside of prison Earth. I just wish it came true early. So, that's pretty much it. I love this phone so much that can easily see myself using it and switching for it right now. Honor vision of the phone is to give you very stylish, premium user experience, starting from unboxing and ending with service support center, with one of the best, if not the best, operating systems, and best class-leading audio experience. And if they implement everything I stated above, or even half from it in the future, I would even consider using it as a main device, and make my Vivo X100 Ultra secondary one. So much I loved it. I want to remind you that you are watching final review of the Honor Magic 6 Ultimate Edition. If you want to know more about this device, you can watch initial review. It is called Truly Magical Honor Magic 6 Ultimate. And large phone comparison battles with in-depth audio speakers quality examples, photo examples against high-end phones, and $1,300 conventional Sony camera with bright general zoom lens, and of course video quality battle with DJI Osmo Pocket 3 examples. It is a full multi-series galactic saga that consists of 3 long series, and Honor comes to scene from the second episode. Those videos are called Star Phones Episode 2, Android Strikes Back, Honor vs Google vs Huawei vs Oppo vs Vivo, and finale of extensive saga with surprising results. Star Phones Episode 3, A Last Hope, Honor vs Huawei vs Vivo Ultras vs Vivo Z Junior. And if you are interested in full in-depth Magic OS and camera app guide and tour, you can watch this video that is called Honor OS Guide, OS and Camera App. Hope you enjoyed. See you in another videos. Have a very magical day.